Hey y'all, happy Wednesday. Check out my cool hard eyes. Although this is going to be funny because I'm old and I need reading glasses, so I don't know how that's going to work, and that's a little weird. But anyway, happy Wednesday. I'm here to talk about all the things. Um, hadn't been feeling that great, so I missed out on the Housewives of Atlanta on Monday, and missed out on Tinfoil Tiara Tuesday and a whole bunch of stuff. But we're going to do a real quick recap of Atlanta, the final reunion for Beverly Hills, and the season premiere of The Valley. So that's not the right thing. That was my sauce. Let me see. I'm looking. Let me find my thingy. Hold on. Here. There it is. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm not all the way together this morning. There it is. Yeah. So let's jump in with Atlanta. So I gotta be honest, I'm kind of anxious to move on from the Kenya stuff. Um, and I hate what Kenya did to her, but I'm still not a big Brit Edie fan. Like I don't know. And I know y'all have a history with Drew. I don't. I know she's full of shit, but I still find her very charming. So, I don't know what that says about me, but, um, yeah, I'm anxious to move on. The latest episode, they had a tea, Kelly put on a tea, it was supposed to be all about Brit, and, when Angela questioned her about her license, because what Brit said did not make sense, she said she lost her license, I believe. Don't don't come at me. Um, but that's certainly how Angela took it, and she's like, "Wait a minute, it just doesn't just happen like that. There are investigations and suspensions and reviews." And because she didn't say that and she kind of catastrophized the situation, which obviously she is emotional and has a right to, by the same token, why are you coming at Angela? She didn't do anything to you, you know, honestly. But anyway, so I'm anxious to see where we go for here. Also, I'm coming around so far on Portia, and I am now a Portia stan. Have y'all seen her YouTube channel? I would literally watch this woman eat delicious food all day long. What's not fabulous about that? I fuck with that. Okay. All right. Moving on to the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. Again, I didn't who cares? Also, like I get 100% the way Garcelle feels, and I agree with her that there is a double standard and everybody kisses Kyle's ass. And I do think the final straw for Sutton was when Sutton started kissing Erica's ass. What the fuck is that all about? So, or for Garcelle, I don't remember. I may have misspoke, but y'all know what I mean. I do think that that was a big part of it. And but I wish she would have articulated. I really wanted her to just go off on Andy Cohen and be like, "Why is the double standard? Why does Kyle Richards get to do what?" I wish she would have just named it. Why does Kyle Richards get to do whatever the fuck she wants? And everybody falls in line. Tell me about it. Figure it out. And because she didn't, like then when she left, I was like, well, that was just I don't know. Fight, and if you don't have any fight left, I get it, and you've tried to express your point of view, and no one's listening, and so I get that too. Just so you know, Garcelle, the people in the room might not care, but the audience does. So, just my opinion. Anyway, but let me tell you what my son and I both called when it happened. Back during the Augusta trip, and I don't even know if I was doing the thing yet, but back during the Augusta trip, during her confessional, Sutton blames her mother for her father's death. There was a loaded gun. Why did she let all this happen? Yada, yada, yada. And I said to my son, and I said, "Oh, she threw her mama under the bus. That's not going to work out for Sutton." And we watched on the reunion in real time Sutton realize that she threw her mother under the bus on air, and her mother hasn't seen the show yet. So I'd be interested to see how that relationship turns out or is in another year. I thought Sutton was going to have another fit of the vapors, to be honest. Like, what the actual? But we called it. We called it. And she did it on camera. Talk about talk about breaking like like in the South, you put your crazy out on the front porch, but not when you're fancy people like Sutton and them. They're very junior league. You know what I mean? Dude, not cool. Diss her mama on TV. Nope, not okay. All right. Now we're gonna move on to the Valley. I have mean things to say about the Valley, not the show. I'm enjoying the show minus Jax Taylor. And I watched a bunch of interviews too. So like this is part of that too. But why is Jax Taylor still on TV? And then the round of press that Britney is being forced to do to support the show. The interviewers, are you proud of Jax? Fuck yourself. You are asking a survivor if she is proud of her perpetrator for doing the bare minimum when his job was on the line. Quit asking her that question. That is terrible. It is shitty. Get a grip. Oh, fuck with that. I am not, I'm not a big Britney fan. I've been vocal about it. Um, Not that like, oh, who cares? But I'm not a big Britney fan. She reminds me of a lot of people that I was not a fan of down south. Um, and I do believe that she's got some transphobia and homophobia going on with her too. But she doesn't deserve this. And I give her more grace for the way she's handling the stuff with her son's autism diagnosis. Um, and I have to tell you, because the network is giving that sorry excuse for a little boy, Jax Taylor, a fucking platform, my kids will not watch this show with me. They leave the room when it comes on. Um, so I'm watching this one solo. And yeah, but I'm not as good of a person, obviously, and minus the Jax of it all. Um, it's a good show, I think. I'm enjoying it. Also, my toxic trait is that I have fallen for the editing. I have fallen for putting him in scenes with Kristen Doty. Uncle, I am only a late in life lesbian and I love Jesse Lawley. Sorry, I do. I find him charming. And I find him charming. I'm sure he's going to prove otherwise through the course of the season, but right now, I fuck with Jesse Lawley. I am only a woman, damn it. And I enjoy seeing him with Kristen. And again, I want to shout out to Brittany. The way that she speaks about Cruz's diagnosis is beautiful and correct. It is a superpower. It is how he sees the world. He is perfect. And she is giving her child the vocal support and modeling for other parents that might be struggling with a diagnosis what their children need. So, mad props to Brittany for that. And now I like her because of that, because of how she has handled this situation. It is admirable. And a lot of people focus on, oh, we've got to recover, and they treat it as a hindrance and not as a gift. So, shout out to all my neurodivergent people in the house. You probably all are because I certainly am. Oh, y'all, it's time for me to get up for work. Sorry. Anyway, y'all have a great day. Enjoy the rest of your Wednesday. I probably won't post anything tomorrow, but I'll try. Have a great day. Take care of y'all. Bye.